The Prophet Muhammad once revealed a deeply captivating prophecy in an authentic hadith. 6 clear signs that would signal the approach of the end times. These signs are not vague spiritual symbols. They are tangible and monumental. Among them lies a prophecy so intense, so powerful, that it reverberates with warnings and hope alike. It foretells the emergence of a long-awaited figure, Al-Mahdi. But Al-Mahdi doesn't come for recognition or authority. He is divinely appointed, and his sole mission is to bring justice and righteousness to a world drowned in corruption and injustice. This article delves deep into that prophecy, exploring the rise of Al-Mahdi, the betrayal of the Romans, the epic battles to come, and the final emergence of Al-Dajjal. These are not legends from the past. They are the whispers of a future that may be closer than we imagine. The rise of Al-Mahdi is the world spirals into chaos, and oppression becomes widespread. Allah will send Al-Mahdi to guide the Muslim Ummah. According to narrations, his appearance will not be planned or anticipated. He will be recognized by the righteous, and he will initially resist leadership. But circumstances will force him to accept the role of Khalifa. His character will mirror that of the Prophet, just, wise, humble, and courageous. One of the incredible phenomena accompanying his rise will be the mass reversion to Islam. People from all over the globe, even from former enemies of Islam, will embrace the faith. Tens of thousands will flock to Islam, drawn to its clarity in a time of confusion. Some narrations mention a figure as high as 70,000 converts, and possibly more. These new Muslims will not be second-class citizens. They will stand shoulder to shoulder with lifelong believers, unified by faith. The first mission of Al-Mahdi will be to unify the Arabian Peninsula. In a fractured region filled with political divides and tribal rivalries, he will bring everyone together under the banner of Islam. Once this is accomplished, Al-Mahdi will turn his attention to Persia, what we know today as Iran and the surrounding regions. The spread of justice will not be contained by borders. The movement will gain momentum. The peace treaty with the Romans following Persia. The next confrontation will be with the Romans. In the time of the Prophet, the Romans referred to the Byzantine Empire, a Christian superpower. Today, scholars interpret this as referring to modern Western powers Europe and possibly parts of North America. But instead of immediate warfare, a peace treaty will first be signed between the Muslims and the Romans. This will be an unprecedented moment of cooperation and stability. Many contemporary scholars point to our current global state, where much of the Western world coexists with Muslim nations in a tense but peaceful relationship. There are alliances, trade, and even military cooperation. This peace treaty, as described by the Prophet, seems eerily familiar to our modern reality. However, this peace will not last. The treacherous betrayal the Prophet Muhammad foretold that the Romans would eventually betray the Muslims. This betrayal will not be minor. It will be catastrophic. The Roman side will amass an enormous army made up of 80 separate factions. Each faction will consist of 12,000 troops. That totals to 960,000 soldiers, almost 1 million in number. Their aim? To destroy the Muslims and reclaim the converts who left their side. This betrayal will shatter the peace and lead to one of the greatest confrontations in history. Their betrayal will expose their true intentions and will unite the Muslims more than ever before. The battlefield, Al-Mahdi or Dabiq, battlefield for this epic showdown, is said to be in the area of Al-Mahdi or Dabiq, both located in modern-day Syria. The Prophet explicitly named these places. The Muslim army will march from Medina to face this unprecedented threat. Despite being vastly outnumbered, the Muslims will not back down. They know what is at stake. Interestingly, the enemy army will not demand land or wealth. They will ask for one thing: the converts. The new Muslims, especially those who once belonged to the Romans, will be the main source of pain for the enemies. Hand them over, they will say, they were once ours. But the Muslims will refuse. They are our brothers now. They embraced Islam, and we will never abandon them. The apostasy of 1/3 just before the battle begins, a tragedy unfolds. The Prophet warned that 1/3 of the Muslim army will lose heart. They will abandon the fight, even abandon Islam. This apostasy will shock the remaining believers. It will be a crushing emotional blow. But those who remain will be resolute. They know the value of faith. They understand the reward of martyrdom. They prepare themselves for the ultimate sacrifice. 3 days of unimaginable war on the first day. Of battle, the Muslims send a battalion to confront the Roman army. The fighting is fierce. No side emerges victorious. As the sun sets, both sides return to their camps. But the Muslim army suffers severe losses. Most of the fighters that day become martyrs. The second day begins. Again, a new group of Muslim warriors steps forward. They take an oath to fight until death. The clash repeats, and once again, many Muslims are martyred. Still, the enemy does not win. By the third day, the Muslim army is exhausted. Their numbers are dangerously low. Yet, their spirit remains unshaken. They make another oath, this time with an even deeper sense of purpose. The Prophet described this moment with sorrow, and almost of the Muslims will die on this third day as well. The turn of the tide, then comes the fourth day. Reinforcements arrive. Muslims from nearby regions who are not initially part of the battle now rush in. They see the destruction. They feel the pain of their brothers. And they say, enough. With renewed energy and numbers, the Muslims rally. The Roman army, previously confident in their overwhelming strength, now begins to falter. Fear begins to creep in. The Muslims are not giving up. They are only growing stronger. The greatest battle in human history. The Prophet called this battle the greatest the earth has ever witnessed. He said that even a bird flying across the battlefield would not survive. That's how fierce and widespread the fighting will be. It is not just a physical battle. It is spiritual. It is ideological. It is the war between truth and falsehood, between light and darkness. With the help of Allah, the Muslims will achieve victory. It will be hard-earned, and the cost will be immense. But it will mark a turning point in history, the conquest of Constantinople. Following this monumental victory, the Muslims will march on and conquer Constantinople, known as Istanbul. This city has always held strategic and symbolic significance. It will be reclaimed, not through bloodshed, but through takbir and dhikr. The Prophet said that the walls will collapse through the remembrance of Allah alone. This conquest will be a divine reward after immense hardship. But even as joy spreads among the Muslims, another shadow looms on the horizon. The heavy price of triumph. Despite the victory, the toll on the Muslim community will be heartbreaking. The Prophet mentioned that from every 100 families who participated in the battle, only one person would survive. Imagine entire lineages wiped out. Communities left with only one grieving mother, one orphan child, or one widowed spouse. It will be a victory, yes, but one soaked in the blood of martyrs. It reminds us that the path of truth is never without sacrifice. The emergence of the antichrist, Al-Dajjal. Just as the Muslims begin to rejoice, a terrifying announcement echoes across the land. Isa, Jesus, peace be upon him, descends from the thea. Heavens delivering grave news. Al-Dajjal has emerged. This is the beginning of another, more dangerous phase. The battle between truth and deception reaches its climax. The Prophet warned about Al-Dajjal more than any other fitna. His emergence is the final test, and it begins immediately after the greatest battle. Conclusion: these aren't just ancient prophecies. They are signs, roadmaps, and warnings. We may not know exactly when they will unfold, but the signs around us are enough to shake our hearts. Brothers and sisters, ask yourself, where will you stand when the world is tested? Will you be among those who flee or among those who remain? Steadfast? May Allah make us from the latter. May He grant us the strength, the courage, and the faith to stand with the truth until the very end. Ameen.